So our next step on the classic zip around wallet is to put our zipper in. So what we're going to do is just recap a few things. You have your markings that you have done in the previous video for your placement line for your zipper, and you've done it across the top and around the bottom. You're going to notice something new on this wallet, and that is my logo. I place a logo on my wallets, as you can see on the front. If you're wanting to put something, a logo or a decorative piece of, anything you want to bring it about 2 inches down right to the center. Anyway, that's the logo, and make sure it is right centered. Okay, so what we want to do is you're going to need your 22-inch long zipper. You will need it pinned halfway at the 11-inch mark. You have your pull, which we aren't going to use right away, so we can put it to the side. You're going to need either 1/4 inch double-sided tape or 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape. This is from Tandy. They claim that it's 1/8 of an inch, but it really is close to 1/4. But I am actually going to use my 1/4 inch tape because I want to show you exactly where I place that. Okay, so what we're going to do right off the bat is I'm just going to cover a few things on your zipper. This zipper I am using is a number 5 metal zipper, and it is a two-way zipper, which means that you can feed this pull either from the right end or from the left end. If you're using a one-way zipper, you have to bear in mind which side you want to have closed or open on your wallet, if that is important to you. The one-way zipper have bumps on them, and that kind of gives you a bit of a direction. In the pattern, I have done a close-up of the two types of zipper tape, so you can take a good look at that and see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I am using a two-way tape, so I don't care which way it goes on. So as long as I use them both to the top side, which is identified with my pins. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your double-sided tape. Now, this is paper over top of a sticky double-sided tape. We're going to begin by placing this tape right at that line that you had drawn, right at the edge of the stitch line. Now, we do not want to go past 1/8 of an inch in, because that's where you're going to be stitching at 1/8 of an inch, just like you did the false stitch. So you have to watch how far out you place the tape, because it can show on the right side. So what I generally do is I try to place the 1/4 of an inch tape almost dead center of that line. Now, you're going to have to kind of lift it and keep an eye on that if you have to move it around. Now, when I get to this top corner, remember, paper doesn't curve well, so you're going to have some bends in that paper, but you want to come around just enough to clear that 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to continue all the way around to the other side, and then down the side. It's pretty sticky too, so down to that line right there. You are going to snip your tape right up that line, and then you're going to press it really well so that that double-sided tape sticks to the back side of that leather. I'll go ahead, swing it around, and I'll do the other side. You don't pull off the tape or the paper yet. You start lining it up. Come around the corner. Remember, you can have all kinds of bends at the corner, because when you pull that paper off, the tape is just sticking to itself, so it creates kind of a curve on its own. Again, right down to that line, which is the end of your stitch, your false stitch line. Press it again well, so that it's well stuck. I'll bring this around to the front side so we can see what I've done. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to separate this zipper. So you want to keep the right side up. That makes it easier. That's why I've placed the pins there. So you can see, bring this down, that you know that these are the right sides of the pin. So you're going to start with one piece, and you're going to lay that down right in the center line. So we're going to remove the paper off the double-sided tape. You're going to take your zipper and you're going to place this edge, which is your tape edge, right along that line. So that's your guideline, starting in the center where your pin is, and then continuing over one side at a time till you're about 1.5 inches from this edge of the corner. Continue over to this side. Now this is extremely important, putting this zipper in and making sure that everything is aligned to this line, so that when you look at your zipper, it's all nice and even. Now this is the trick, so pay close attention. When you come around your corner, if you take and fold back your tape a little so that you ride it along this edge approximately, and you can use your guide, you do not pull the zipper, you just nicely lay it against there. You then bring, let me get rid of that piece of dirt, you then come around and you place this edge right here, right there along this line, and that's your 1/4 inch. Now you start, going up this side, making sure that that edge is aligned with that line. So what you're left with is this corner. I'm going to do the other side to show you again. You bring that back and you bring this around to the bottom. You push there to get that attached. You line it up, the edge of the zipper, to that line. Okay, so now we're going to deal with the corners. You do not want bends or any kind of inconsistencies on your zipper, so what you need to do is you need to nicely fold it, starting from the center. Now you can possibly use a pin or a stick or whatever. I happen to have a good nail here, so I start by placing one piece right to that line. So you can see I've lined up that edge right to that line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly do the same thing as what I did when I turned the corners of the leather. You just smooth that down so that you don't get too much bulk, pushing from the outside of the zipper in. You don't want to have any overlap. You want to make a nice and even curve right along there. You don't want to have any fold overs, and if you do, you want to smooth them out. So there you go. That is one corner. I'll do the other corner and then I'll flip it around to show you. I'll use this finger right to the line, remember, and then start moving it down. What you do not want to see is this. So you folded that and created a crease. That's not what you want. You want it to be nice and smooth. So I'll bring that back up and you just fold it inwards right to the line. So there, I've created the perfect curve. Move that a bit on my zipper so that when I flip that over and that is brought around, you can see how nice and even that is going to be. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the other side like I did the top side, and then I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and we're going to show you how to stitch this down.